Yeah, I was really proud of our guys. I felt like we played a really good all-around game. Watching App State the day before yesterday, and the way they played and the way they shot the basketball, they have a lot of weapons. We knew we were going to have to play great defensively, and I think outside of the offensive rebounds that we gave up, I think we did play outstanding on the defensive end of the floor. Eric Neal over here had one of his best offensive games, but more importantly, I think it was one of his best defensive games. He was guarding, in my opinion, a top 5 player in the league, and he made it very, very difficult for Shabazz to get shots off, and just shows his competitiveness. And I'm proud of these guys. Kevin did a great job when Eric was hot. Just kept feeding them the ball, getting them the ball, telling me to run things for them, and that shows their teamwork and their selflessness. And it's a beautiful thing to see. I think this team. The sky's the limit with this group, and as long as they play together, great things will happen.
Thank you, Coach. This time we'll take questions for the student athletes only. Please wait for the microphone and identify yourself by name and media outlet. Any questions for the student athletes? We're going to start right here in the middle.
This is for Eric, Ariana with the Shorthorn. Eric, you were talking about the Sunbelt rankings. Do you think today proved that you should be first team all conference?
I don't think today proved it. I think it's like a year-round thing, year-round deal. I just want to win right now. I'm gonna just keep proving them wrong as I play. That's basically it.
Further questions? Going all the way to the far right.
Corey Mose, UTA Radio. This is for Kevin. Today, y'all had only 10 turnovers as a team. That was great to see y'all move the ball around. What does it mean to be able to get assists and get the team going without having reckless turnovers?
I mean, it's just a testament, to the guy sitting next to me. He took great care of the ball today. I mean, he was hot, on fire, so we kept giving it to him. And, we just rode him to the win today. I mean, he played an excellent game.
We'll have one more question from the middle.
Do you think speed kind of played a factor into your win? Eric, you were jumping a little higher today, and Kevin, you were a little bit lighter on your feet today. It's like Karas was saying, when you come into the tournament, everybody's playing a little bit harder, everybody's a little bit tougher. Do you think that played a factor?
During tournament time, we're seniors. We have 8 seniors. We've all played here before. You got to raise your level of intensity when you play here. We're just trying to play as hard and tough as we can, as Coach preaches. And, again, I mean, this guy right here played a great game. As long as we play tough and we play hard and we play defense, I think, like he said, the sky's the limit for us.
Like he said, we're seniors, so we know what it takes. We fell short every single year. We falling short every single year. We're just not trying to do that this year. It's our last go around, and we trying to make it to the big dance.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Again, we'll go to the left side, third row.
Yeah, I'm Mitch Holtis with ESPN. You were tracking, you had 24 in 11 minutes, 20 in 8.5. That's tracking to 98. Have you ever had an 8.5 or 9 minutes like that?
I'm not. Probably not. It's probably the best so far.
Maybe on one of his Ball is Life videos.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. You guys can head back to the locker room, and we'll go to questions for Coach now. Once again, please wait for the microphone. Just raise your hand if you do have a question. And do we have questions for Coach Cross? We'll go back to Ariana.
Cross, like I was asking the guys, do you think the speed of the game played a factor in the win?
I think, as Kevin said, our guys knew that the level of intensity increases conference tournament time before the game. We wanted to make sure that we were the one who set the tone in terms of toughness and intensity, and I think our guys definitely did it. It's one of our better defensive games. It starts with Eric. I mean, you could tell he had that look in his eyes that he was going to play great defensively. He was focused on that, and then, the ball started dropping for him, and once he gets in the zone, I mean, he can shoot it as good as anybody in the country. And so it's a testament to our guys. None of them got selfish. None of them said, I need to get mine. They kept getting him the ball. And then it's also a testament to Eric. When he started missing some, then we started going back to Kevin and Kalen and getting the ball where it needed to go. So our guys played the right way. That's the way we want to play the game, and I'm proud of them on both ends.
What was your decision on not starting Kevin today?
Well, he came to us. So when we first decided not to start him, that was because he wasn't able to practice, and that was before our Georgia Southern game. And then before the Texas State game, he practiced all week long. Everything was good. He was feeling good. So we were going to put him back in there. He's like, Coach, we just played 2 of our best games. I played 2 of my best games. Is it okay if I come off the bench? And I said, absolutely. You know, we were kind of thinking the same thing, but he deserves to start. He's our go-to guy. So, you know, if he wanted to start, I was going to start him. But that was basically his decision. We left it up to him, and you know, he just felt more comfortable kind of seeing the game. Teams probably prepare for him, and it helps, you know, just having a minute or two where he can see the game and see how they're defending things, and then come in there fresh, and then, you know, we try and get the ball to him and let him do his thing.
Straight back, third row on the right.
Jeremy Sheehy, UTARadio.com. Coach, you held App State to 3 of 22 from deep. Was that something going in that you were trying to take away? It seemed like at times, especially in the first half, you were okay giving up the mid-range too, but wanted to kind of run them off the three-point line.
Absolutely. I mean, that's our defense in general. Unfortunately, at times, you know, teams do get the three-point shot off on us because we do gap it and try and keep them out the paint. But we knew App State is a great three-point shooting team. They shot it extremely well in their first-round game. I think all of our guys, we showed them on video. They know how, and they did it against us a couple times this year. Both games, they shot the ball really well. So we just wanted to make sure everything was contested. And even in the first, you know, few minutes of game, they hit a couple of shots that were contested. To me, I'm clapping. I'm, you know, saying good job to our guys. That's all we want, because I think over the course of time, if you make them shoot tough, contested shots, they're eventually going to miss it. And so our guys stuck to it. They didn't panic. They kept defending, and we were able to get the stops down the stretch.
And then in the second half as well, we talk a lot about Kev, a lot about Eric. Kalen had a big stretch there where he scored 7 points in about a 2-minute stretch, a big dunk, a big 3, where the offense seemed a little bit stagnant. How important is his energy just to the overall offense and the team as a whole?
Oh, it's extremely important. Kalen's that guy that can get the ball to the basket. He had that dunk when maybe the gap was closing a little bit, and that kind of changed the momentum of the game. He's our driver that can really be aggressive and create fouls, you know, on the defense. And he's that guy that doesn't get a lot of attention that deserves it, because he's great defensively. He's been great all year long. He's kind of that guy that just flies under the radar, but if you don't have him, you don't have a chance of winning.
You talked about running them off the three-point line as a team, but in particular, Ron Shabazz had 31 last time y'all went up against Appalachian State, and so tonight they only had 10. So did you do anything particular for his defensive?
Well, Eric just took it as a personal challenge. We showed him the film. Eric guarded him, and he made his shots at our place tough, but Shabazz was hitting them. But there are a couple times where Eric would kind of die or melt on the screen, and so we showed it to him, and he just made up his mind he was gonna bust through every screen. And I've always said that when he makes up his mind he wants to be great defensively, he can be as good of a defensive player as there is in this league, maybe anywhere in the country. And he had his mind made up. We're going to need that, you know, for the next 2 nights if we're fortunate enough to continue playing. That's what he's going to need to do for us to move forward and advance.
I mean, the third row to the left.
Yeah, Coach, Eric was tracking 90, but then he adjusts his game, and he wasn't chasing 50. What about his instinct and understanding and what he means to you?
Well, that's where he's grown as a basketball player. I think the last 6 games, maybe 7, 8 games of conference, we've seen growth from him. I think at times, like last year, he started off against Texas State and he caught fire. And then, you know, once he started missing, he continued to shoot and shoot and shoot. And next thing you know, Texas State started hitting shots. Tonight, he didn't do that. You know, Coach Young does my substitutions, and in the first half, he was going to pull him out. And I was like, no, we got to leave him in until at least he misses a shot. You know, but Eric did a great job of not forcing things after he did miss that shot, and just playing the right way. And that's where he's really grown and matured. You know, even earlier in the year, he would do that at times. But tonight, you know, he didn't force anything. Those shots were good shots. And when you're feeling it, I mean, you got to get the ball to the guy that's hot. And our guys did a great job of that.